Alright lads, how's it going? Still haven't got any internet, so just going to bring you a bit more gameplay. Today we're in the G55S. This is probably the best premium in the game. Anyone that wants to make a bit of Silver Lions or just have a great plane for chilling out to, highly recommend this. I think it's a Golden Eagles premium in the Italian tech tree. I'm going to jump straight into it. I've got 3 games for you today. All of them, I think all of them are actually on this map, funnily enough. Maybe not. I think they are though. They're all pretty good. Basically, the G55S, it's pretty good at turning. It's a little bit less good than a Spitfire, but it's got better guns than a Spitfire. But anyway, we're going to take this F-82 out the game. Quite an easy shot once you get used to the guns, but we're outnumbered. We were 3-1, we're now 2-1. Now the P-51 D30, not much of a threat in a turning fight like we are now. I can turn better than him. I've got better elevator authority at medium speed. It's that Spitfire that's the real issue. The F Mark 9, which I believe he is a battle rating 4.3, so he's a little bit, or he's 1.3 below me. He's still vastly better than me in a turn fight, especially if he manages his energy, which he's doing pretty well at the minute. As long as we're turning downwards, we're both maintaining energy, so it's very hard for us to out-turn each other. But he starts to go into a vertical here, which means he gets slow. Spitfires turn good, but only when they're going fast. Now this D30 is pretty much mincemeat. D30s aren't for turn fighting. You can energy fight with them when you've got a lot of altitude against a slower opponent. But when it's a slow speed like this, maybe if it was an energy fight, slow speed, the D30s, they've got very high thrust with their engines, but we're not stealth fighting here, but it's just like a vertical rolling scissors. But anyway, as a nice quick 3 kills. That's just a warm up. I think I'll type in the chat here, someone needs to come and ice my balls. I was sweating that much doing them. It's 2 minutes of solid dogfighting. But our next game, I think we are on the same map. I think all 3 of these games are on the same map, which I do apologise for, but you get it a lot. Anyway, first customer is going to be the PB-4Y. I think it's called the Mariner. It's another useless American bomber which gets killed in 2 hits pretty much. But it's going to be pretty much the same scenario again. We're going to get outnumbered. I think it's a P-51 and a Spitfire again, but I think it's a P-51 D30 and it's Spitfire LF Mark 9, I believe. So it's a battle rating 5.7 game. So this is the worst you will ever see. This is the worst case scenario for this plane. Now I'm going to make a mistake here. We're going to go into a merge and I commit way too long to the head-on. I should have broke off before that. Secondly, you can see that my throttle is still at 100%. It should be at 0. I'm not going to be able to make him overshoot. I want to get inside his turn circle. When we're both going this fast, it's even difficult for me. The D30, while not known for turning at slow speed, at high speed it is very, very good. You can see here I cut my throttle down to 0. I've bled off a lot of my speed now, so I'm inside his turning circle easily. You can see we just put 3 guns in front of him and blown out the sky. Now, we've still got that Spitfire behind us. Luckily for me, he doesn't engage at the same time as that D30, so it would have been a significantly harder dogfight. But now, I want to fly directly away from him. I want him to neutralise his energy advantage. When he's chasing me like this, he's losing speed. He's closing with me, but I'm gaining speed, he's losing speed. So he's not going to be able to boom and zoom it. He's going to have to be dedicated to a turn fight. And I apologise, it isn't a Spitfire LF Mark 9, it's a Spitfire F Mark 18. It's the second Griffin Spitfire, I believe. I think he's got about a 20-second turn rate. So I actually have the advantage. And that would have been a very sexy kill if that actually connected, but unfortunately it didn't. And now we have another plane that joins the fight. I believe it's a P-51 D20. It's the premium American 4.7. And I'm just going to ignore him for now. He's just blown a lot of his energy by turning after me. Probably bought that pack and not really that experienced with it. But the F Mark 18 is very, very good at energy fight. It's got a very powerful engine. It's decent at turning, but it's not as good as the G55S. Instead of turning like this here, he should have been going in the vertical with his flaps and trying to get me to stall out. And you can see my aim is horrific whenever we're flying this. He should have been dead about 4 passes ago. Like he should have, you see he dips his nose down here, that was his mistake. He should have kept on going up. I don't have the engine power to follow him. I don't have the speed to follow him. Every time he goes into a dive, I can just match his speed. As long as I'm going down, I've got energy to turn. I don't have the power to go up, he did. It was his mistake, and that's how, I don't know what kill it is, but I think it's second kill. But anyway, this D20, we're not going to get the kill on him. You could argue I got the kill, but you're going to see. I'm basically just playing with him here. He doesn't have the turn rate to be able to do this. He doesn't really have the speed as well. I'm completely inside his turn rate. I can roll inside of him. And I think he just eats shit. Yeah, he just smashes into the ground. I think I typed something pretty mean in the comment section. What did I say? 200 IQ. Yeah. Being a bit of a dick there, I apologise. I think he actually got shot down by a DL217. He might have been a little bit damaged, but... This next bit, not very proud of it whatsoever. I'm going to be a bit AFK here. I don't know what I was doing, but you can see a lot of our... Well, the 2 remaining Focke-Wulfs in our team just died. So... And I decided here was a good time to go AFK. Don't know why, but as you can see that F82 is 1 kilometre away, and I'll tab back in, and I get my wing shot off. But we're going to get that Spitfire Mark 5, and we're also going to get this other Spitfire. So that is 5 kills. It's technically an ace game. It's going to be a loss, because I was the last player. Maybe if I wasn't stupid and didn't tab out, I would have been able to carry this game, maybe. But who knows. I'm pretty happy with that game. We had a nice few dogfights when we had a bit more altitude. This was very, very sloppy. Proof that people that have been playing the game since 2012 can still do fucking stupid shit. Right, I'm going to go on to our last game. This is, again, on the same Sicily map. This is an 8-kill game, but I only recorded 7 of them because I'm stupid and forgot to record the... I think it was like the 5th kill. Or the 6th kill. I just stopped recording, then restarted at the end. But anyway, it's another 5.7 game. As you can see, it's an AD2. I think it's a Sky Raider. It's a predecessor to the Sky Raider. It's a 5.7 version anyway. One without the Mighty Mouses. Anyway, it was an easy kill. Nothing spectacular about that. So basically, my team has completely collapsed here. Kind of like the last game where it's just me and a bomber and a few other people. So I've just dived down to the deck trying to get a few kills before this game is over. I did dive down quite fast, so I did a loop. You see that the enemy and my friendly did a turn. If I committed to that, I'd have oversped and wouldn't have been able to do anything. So I just did a little turn to bleed off some speed so I can re-engage with a bit more. Still going fast, but it's a lot more controllable. We're going to put a nice burst into him. I think we do take off his elevator and he just burns up straight away. That's our 2nd kill of this game. And we're just going to put our plane back into a little bit of a climb. You do want altitude in this plane. When you have altitude, you can always dive and regain your speed to turn. We're going to climb, we're going to turn back in, and we're going to re-engage the main bulk of the enemies. Now we still have we do have a few enemies, a few friendlies left. But this P-47 is coming in. I'm going to do a little bit of an evasive manoeuvre, trying to get him to bait and follow me in a turn, but he doesn't. He's initially smart. He then goes and does something incredibly stupid by going head on with a Focke-Wulf with 4 20mm cannons. And dies. But next target's coming in, no time, no break for us. P-59A. It's a very manoeuvrable jet. I think it's 5.3 BR. Should be at least 6 or 5.7. It's incredibly good. I actually make a mistake there. I should have committed to turning in a lot sooner. He could have easily got a shot at me here. If he didn't have as much speed, I'd have easily been able to turn around faster than me. But he's on fire. He's dead. Spitfire coming in. I don't know what it is at the minute. I can just see he's pouring out black smoke. So I assume that he's going to go head on. He's not going to pull off. He's fully committed. I thought he was going to crash there, so I just ignored him. It's going to be a mistake. So I go head on with the P-38. I aim well above him. The German 20mm, they do have a lot of drop on them. And then I realise this Spitfire LF Mark 9, which is probably the best Spitfire at low altitude, is still pretty much airworthy. He might have slight wing damage, might have a slight engine damage, but he He outpowers me, outclimbs me, outturns me, so the only advantage I've got here is guns, which means nothing if you can't get your guns on target. So I fully thought I was dead here. I was just trying to finish off this P38 before I died to this Spitfire. You see we're taking a little bit of fire from him behind us, but nothing serious. I think he's just trying to spray me with his 7.7s to get me to turn. But you can see he's closing in on me. The G55S is not very fast. That's its biggest downside, to be honest. Spitfire Alpha Mach 9, very, very fast at low altitude. Probably one of the fastest planes. Well, one of the fastest props at 5.7. So I try and put him into the air. I'm trying to see if he actually does have wing damage. If he did have damage, he'd be stalling around a similar time as me, but he's not. You see, I'm stalling here, whereas he is still able to pull his nose up. Spitfire is a lot better dogfighter than I am. Especially the LF Mark 9, because he's got so much engine power, he can just stay in that climb. He's got so much thrust. The G55S is very good at turning in like a downward spiral, but it just does not have the engine power to spiral climb. It's not like a BF-109 or a Spit. It's not. You can't energy fight with it really. So we can't really outturn him. I still think he's a bit damaged. I'm trying to get him to stall out. He's just keep hitting us. I think round here is when I think I'm going to have to get him to overshoot. If I can't get him to overshoot in a turn, I'm going to have to overshoot by getting super, super slow. So I think maybe he's run out of his cannons or he's just trying to save them. I'm going slow. I'm going to get underneath his guns here. I know if he does have damage, maybe if he pitched down too hard, he wouldn't have been able to pull out. This is basically a last-ditch effort. I should have been dead here. This was very, very stupid of me. And he does throttle drop here. You hear his engine go off. But too late for him when you get the kill. Like I said, that was very, very sloppy on my part. I should have died there. But it worked out well. But again, don't try and do that against a Spitfire LF Mark 9 because you will die. It doesn't matter how good you are, how experienced you are. I got incredibly lucky there. But basically, this is the part of the game where I didn't record. That Spitfire Big Grape, I basically go head on with him and kill him. I don't know why I didn't record it. But anyway, after we kill him, we go on land. We've only got 43 cannon rounds left and we've got 7 minutes of fuel. But the most exciting parts of the game is pretty much over anyway. There's only 2 bombers left. All the fighters are dead because I killed them. I think I had a little bit of a go at I think there's a fighter left in the game, but he's climbing for no reason. All the bombers are low. I basically killed all those fighters without any assistance. So I apologise if you see any messages in chat. I think I call him. I think I say, what the fuck are you doing? Something like that, but... Back to the game. Got 2 B-17s left. I don't know what's happened to the B-17s. They're like bloody marshmallow now. They just hit them and they explode. You can hit this guy with like 5 rounds in the back and his tail just detonates. There, he's gone. Nick 22901. It's a real shame. I remember when the B-17s were really, really hard to kill. So, the last player on the enemy team, another B-17, he's probably just rearmed at his base. Doesn't really stand any chance whatsoever against me. G55S, it's got an amazing weapon load of 320mm cannons. See, we're on 7 kills, he's going to be our 8th. So basically, that's 3 quick games. Pretty good kills. This was 8 kills, the other one was 5, the other one before that was 3. But yeah, I highly recommend this plane if you want a premium. You need silver lines. It's an absolute belting little plane. As long as you learn how to fly, it's just not fast. That's its only drawback. It can turn, it can roll, it can kill. It's a bloody belter. Like I say, it's in the Italian tech tree. If it's for Golden Eagles now, I don't know how much it is because I can't Google it, obviously. But you can see we got 8 kills, 7 quits, 22 hits, and an absolute shit ton of silver lines. Now, I think I was using a booster here. That's not just how it is. I think its RP reward modifier is 720% or 750% with a premium account. So it is like the second highest one available. It's battle rating 4.7, so you do see up tiers a little bit, but it's not too bad. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I'll get back to reviews as soon as possible. And thank you very much for watching.